How do you say Degen in French?
Dégénéré.
Dégénéré. Shout out to the Orange Manufacturing Group. They helped me with my logo design, and you know that I'll be ordering their premium hardwood sign and lightning keychain. Accessories are curated from a selection of durable traditional materials built to last. Use the Geyser Fund link in the show notes to take advantage of their trust minimal process, or to save 5%, go to omg21btc.com. That's omg21btc.com and use code AAB21Q. So, Theo, we shall do 21 questions. I don't think these questions are too difficult. I think the biggest challenge for you will be to be concise and to cut it short. So I'll just go over quickly the rules again. The goal is to answer 21 questions in 10 minutes. We did a lovely interview before, which will probably come out after the 21 questions. So I will do my best not to interject and disrupt your flow. Once the 10 minutes have elapsed, I will just shut it down. I'll stop it. There's no grace period. There's no nothing. It's 21 questions, 10 minutes.
Okay, let me take a sip of water.
Are you ready? Yeah.
Let's go.
So, the timer, 10 minutes, I think you can see. I will read the first question, then I will start the timer. Give it a good shake. Everything's good. And first question, what's the name of the French overseas territory located off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador?
Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon.
Hey, bravo. If you could orange pill one person, who would it be?
I don't like the phrase orange pilling. For me, someone takes the orange pill. That's not the giver to do.
Okay. Why is crypto so popular in France?
Because crypto is for slaves, and French people have a slave mind, as we discussed in the interview.
What is Minitel?
A stupid French idea that creating a closed internet will work better than an open internet.
Andreas Antonopoulos, internet versus internet. Where was the first Bitcoin exchange launched?
Wow. I don't know. I think Bull Bitcoin must be quite high on the list, but maybe not the first. Maybe Poloniex or Mongox, something like that.
How do you say degen in French?
Dégénéré.
Dégénéré. Oh yeah, pas de... Sorry. What's the biggest obstacle in terms of Bitcoin adoption in France?
Regulations and the lack of desire for liberty among the general population.
How's Bitcoin treated from a tax perspective in France? And this question is courtesy of my husband when I told him I'd interview you.
Yeah, but I have 10 minutes, so I cannot answer that because
Okay.
as everything in French regulations, it's overly complicated. But if I try to sum it up, so basically you have to pay 30% capital gain tax each time you sell, with a 400 per year exemption, and that's it. And you don't pay unrealized gains, or you don't pay anything to hold Bitcoin or stuff like that.
Oh, who's the biggest closeted French Bitcoiner? So the equivalent of Peter Schiff, basically.
Charles Gave, I would say.
How would French culture improve on a Bitcoin standard?
It will allow the great minds that we have in this country to lead the way. And I think that we showed in history that like French culture is able to create wonderful things. We just need the correct incentive structure to allow the creative, genuinely talented people to lead the way instead of unelected bureaucrats.
If there's a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the US and Switzerland adds Bitcoin to its constitution, how long before Europe does something similar?
I think they would be the last, but I don't really care about state acquiring Bitcoin. I want individuals to acquire Bitcoin first. So in that sense, Europe being a laggard would be a good thing.
Who has better food, France or Italy?
Tough question. I would say France, but in my mind, France and Italy are almost the same country.
How long before, oh God, I wrote this a while ago. How long before the Trump coin rug pull?
It took what, 3 days?
Yeah. What's the biggest misconception about France?
Good question. I don't know. Most of the idea that foreigners have
again.
of friends and French people is quite correct.
Are you back?
Oh, did it broke again?
Yeah, it froze.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Resuming. You can answer.
So, that's a difficult one. I would say that French people are lazy. That's not true.
No, not at all. So, if one company could take the orange pill, which French company would you like to take the orange pill?
LVMH.
Does Christine Lagarde understand Bitcoin?
Of course not. She doesn't understand economics either. She's a lawyer.
How many reachable nodes are there in France? A ballpark figure.
1,000, I would say.
Besides Lightning, which other second layer solutions do you see gaining in popularity?
So it's not live yet, but I really like Arc. I think it's a really good way of addressing the problem of scalability. But of course, there is the whole covenant thing that have to be sorted out before we can have a main chain Arc implementation. I think we are close to have experimentation on Liquid, for example, and stuff like that, and that would be quite interesting to do.
When did old francs phase out and new francs get introduced?
1959.
Oh, this is easy. You've got this. If you didn't live in France, where would you live?
Italy.
Italy. And the last question. What's the euro dollar?
Wow. How much time left?
Okay, so you've got 3 minutes and 44 seconds left.
Oh, that's doable. So, after World War I, we created a new monetary system called Bretton Woods, whereby basically dollars could be exchanged at $35 per ounce of gold, and other currencies will be exchanged for dollars. And so this created what a French economist called Jacques Rueff called le déficit sampleur, deficit without tears. And so basically it allowed Americans to pay for everything by just printing dollar and sending them abroad. And so we find, so many of these dollars ended up in the European banking system, mostly also through Arab countries that received a lot of dollar in exchange for their oil. And so bankers tried to reuse these dollars to make them work, so basically granting loans and stuff like that. And the way the banking system works is that once you have deposits, you can create new line of credits. And so because we have dollars reserves in the European banking system, it allowed European banks at first, but global banks thereafter, because it's called the euro dollar, but because it's born in Europe, but it's a global thing. And so it allowed banks to create dollar credits on top of their dollar reserves. And so it's a term that we use to designate the offshore dollar system. And for example, there are more dollars that are created in the city of London than on Wall Street, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And so, yeah, it's just basically the hidden part of the monetary system iceberg that few folks understand, but that is really important to understand macroeconomics and how monetary systems are impacting finance and the economy.
We should hear clapping, because you killed it. You nailed it. There's still 1:29 seconds left, and you went through the Eurodollar system. Well done. Where's the clapping? There we go. I thought for sure I was going to get you on the Eurodollar. I was like, there's no way he's going to be able to condense it so nicely. So, I think you're frozen again. If you can hear me, we're not on the timer. Do you have an estimate as to how much or what the value of the Eurodollars in circulation is?
I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think you could have had me on this one, but unfortunately for you, I'm often asked this question. So
yeah. You did very well. Very, very well, Theo. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. I hope that you will come back, that Jean will come back, that Francis will come once, and JJ as well. If you guys ever want to do a hangout or anything, I would be more than happy to host you. Can you remind people where to find you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter at Théo Mogenet, TheoMogenet, or as you said, the English pronunciation would be Theo Mogenet.
Theo, yeah.
And that's about it.
Very nice.
Keys. Yeah. Man like quakes. Man like who? Yeah. Takes a Bitcoin off exchanges under self-custody. She runs her own node, providing liquidity. Yeah, she got her own keys. She got her own keys. She got her own keys. Yeah, she got her own keys. 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 Yeah, she got her own keys.